What's up, everybody? We're in Macon, Georgia. We just got off the highway here, and I noticed this person was burning. I guess they were burning their own clothes in a parking lot here outside of this Waffle House. So we're gonna see what's going on. Try to get a closer look at the situation. But there's somebody hanging out back here. I guess they were burning stuff earlier. Let's see if I can just pull up around here. He was just out of it, bro. He's been out there. He's been kind of burning stuff and kind of just out of it, really. Homie's just been out of it, really. He had a fire going earlier. But yeah, I want to give you guys a tour of the real streets of Macon, Georgia. It's crazy out here. I think he's... Oh, he sure is, man. He is, though. Looks like he's... I mean, looks like he's doing it, bro. I mean, as you can clearly see what's going on there. Let's roll up out of here, but you can kind of see what the homie's doing. He had a fire going earlier. So he had a fire going earlier, and yeah, I mean, it's real out here, bro. Like, Macon. Let me tell you a little bit about Macon. Macon is south of Atlanta, and it is by far the worst city in Georgia. The city's wild, absolutely nuts out here, especially at night. It's a little bit cold tonight. It's in the 40s, so it might be a little bit more calm than usual. It's 1 in the morning right now. Actually, it's almost 2 in the morning. Because I'm looking at my Alabama time on my car, but in Georgia town it's 2 a.m. So we're gonna go into the worst parts of the city, which is Houston. Now there might be some other worse neighborhoods. The city's gang infested, from what I understand. Now there are nice parts, nice suburban areas. There's Warner Robins, and there's also rural cities all the way around that are nice. So that doesn't mean like, oh, they got a cookout. See the cookout right there? They're usually open till like 2 or 3 in the morning. So we're gonna go into Macon. I'm freezing cold right now. I'm shaking, so don't. Oof, it's cold up in this car right now. It's in the 40s right now. It's gonna take a while for the car to give me an accurate reading on the temperature, but later, once the car's been driving for a little bit, it'll give me an accurate temperature reading. There's a Golden Corral right here. So by the highway, there's a lot of businesses and stuff, but it's wild. I mean, you guys pretty much understand. Like, this city, I think the only famous person that I know out of Macon is Jeezy. Yeah, it's all there. Jeezy is the only person that I know that's from Macon. Now, I was looking at moving out of Florida, and I looked at every option. When I looked at Macon, I found a music video that said, the title for this music video, whatever, lyrics said, because that's one way, if you're looking to move to a city and you really want to know if there's gangs and activity and crime, just go on YouTube and write rap, the name of the city, and rap, and you'll get so much insight into a city. By doing that, it'll blow your mind away. So when I was looking at Macon, started looking up rap music videos, and that's usually one really good way to get some insight of what's going on in a city, is by looking at rap music videos. And one rap music video talked about, if you move to Macon from out of state, we're looking for the license plates on your car, and if we know you moved in from out of state, then we'll break into your house to welcome you to Macon. So basically what they're saying is, SS Cafeteria. Seems like there's some really interesting restaurants in town, from what I can kind of tell. But basically what they're saying is, if you move to Macon, let me get this windshield cleaned up for you guys. The pollen down here has been crazy. It's incredible amount of pollen up here. I don't know why. I've never seen anything like it. That's a little bit better. I'll get better here in a few seconds. But basically what it means is that these people that live here in Macon, they're purposely looking for out-of-state tags. So if you move to Macon from California or from Florida or any surrounding states, they're looking for those out-of-state tags so they can rob you, because they think, you know, people that move to Macon from other places got more money than the people from here. So if you move into town from somewhere else, then you make a really good target for a home invasion robbery. So that definitely does not sound welcoming to me. And so just to let you know how criminality works on the streets, you know, they're looking for specific things. And for that level of criminality where they're looking for specific things like that, you know, to make a move on you, that's very disturbing. But this city is known to be infested with gangs. There's Crips, Bloods, and many other gang fractions that are kind of battling it out. Neighborhoods, I mean, entire neighborhoods that are nothing but gangsters, from what I can tell off of what I saw on the internet. So I'm very interested to see it all for myself. I'll be there briefly. It's only about a 10-minute drive from where we were to where we're going. A little bit of cars out and about. So this city's incredibly dangerous. It's got a lot of abandoned properties, and probably by far the worst place in the entire state of Georgia. So this is supposed to be way worse than Atlanta even. We'll find out. We've been through the worst parts of Atlanta. We've done all that. Atlanta's gentrifying a lot. And Columbus, Georgia is pretty bad too in the worst part. So I can only imagine if this is supposed to be worse, what it's like. So it seems like the city's got some interesting restaurants. We'll find out. We'll spend some time here tomorrow in the daytime and kind of scope the area out better. But that scenario there with the homeless person, I guess he's homeless. First he was dancing around, I guess, in circles. Then he decided to light a fire, and apparently he was hands-on there at the end where you guys looked. I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. So just grimy stuff, and we're not even in the interstate. That's just by the highway. There's some Florida stuff in Georgia right there. Yo, anybody who watches my videos, I appreciate you guys supporting me, and I'm out here risking my life for y'all. Because like I said, these neighborhoods up here, it's on some other stuff here in Macon. Macon's probably one of the worst cities on the East Coast from what I can gather. But we'll find out. We'll see it for ourselves. 2 in the morning, driving. They got an Academy Sports, man. That's pretty cool. But like all cities, it's going to have a bad side and a good side. But from what I understand, the bad side of Macon is on a whole different level. I got my piece right here, which I don't really, when I first started doing my hood videos, I never carried it because, but here it's different. Here people are predatory. You know, like back in Florida, it's very different, you know. So here, since I moved up to this part of the country, I did get it, you know, just in case, because people here are more predatory. In Florida, people are not like that on the street level. Like, I'm Cuban, and you know, like the Haitian. If I'm in a Haitian neighborhood, Haitians don't usually attack Cubans because it can pop off like it can really turn nasty. So people, for the most part, try to respect other races and stuff. But we're looking for Houston. We're gonna turn on Houston. But for the most part, like in Florida, like one time I got in some trouble in Northwest Miami, and I hopped on over to the Cuban neighborhood. So I was in the Haitian neighborhood, and I had some Haitians that were following me. And when I crossed the U into Hialeah, they got off me. So in Florida, there's a lot more politics and stuff. Like nobody's just gonna like go at you like that if you're an outsider, because there's more politics. You got nationalities and stuff. So, but out here in this part of the country, it's a little bit different. Here, if somebody thinks they have an opportunity to make a move on you, they will. So it's different. It's a whole different type of street scene, especially in Alabama where I'm at. But what I've heard in Alabama is a lot of people will pull it out, and you could probably disarm them. They're not really about that, you know. So there's a lot of people that, but every state's got different laws and stuff. So it's just, it really affects, like, people don't realize how much the laws of every state affect what you can and can't do on the streets. There's states, they got rim time, custom wheels and tires. You can actually finance your wheels. So let's say, you know, these businesses are super predatory. I mean, I did it because I didn't get paid till Monday, and I wanted it on Friday. That's when I had the time, so I used it, and then I paid it right away. And I think they charge you like a $30 fee or something, you know, for fronting you the financing option. But just so you know, we're looking for Houston here, and that's the street we're going to get off at. But these rent-a-tire places are totally predatory. You know, but either way, I mean, I did the. Here we go. Here's our first housing project. Is right here on the left. We're gonna take a quick spin here. I know we've been 10 minutes in this video, and I still haven't shown you guys anything. So here's our first housing complex, and we're just gonna pull up into here real quick. It looks pretty much dead. It's well lit. Nobody's out and about, so we're probably just gonna cruise through here and keep it moving. Do not enter. So I'm heading the wrong way. Oh, that's on the other side's the wrong way. Cool. Okay, we're good here. So this is our first housing complex. Macon has a lot of abandoned properties. It doesn't seem like there's much going on here right now. Usually I drive through slow, and that way I can you guys can see everything. But tonight we're going to drive pretty quickly through some of these places, so that we don't people don't think we're trying to scope them out. Basically, Macon, it's kind of south of Atlanta on 75. But we're gonna move through here fairly quickly. I'm not gonna really invest too much time into, you know, like usually I drive slow to these places, but we're gonna move pretty quickly today. We're not gonna sit still for too long. But as you can see, actually a pretty nice view for a housing project. You got a little bit of hilly terrain. Nice wheels on that. See that car right there has got the lights on, so there's always people hanging out late night in the projects. So we're just gonna move through here real quickly. Montgomery, Alabama, where I live now, used to have projects like this, but they closed them down and now they're gone. I was really excited to see the projects in Montgomery, but it turns out they're not existent anymore. So these are the ones by the highway here. Let me see if I can get back and head back to where we were going. But as you can see, there's people hanging out. There's all the way up on the hill up there. You can see more projects and stuff. So let's just pull a U-turn right around here. I'm waiting for, I think the road's a divided highway. It's about right here. Let's see if we can pull this U-turn. But yeah, I mean, the only person that I know is from Macon is Jeezy. He's the only person that I really know to be from Macon. He's pretty much outdated. There's nothing really that I know about. So we'll find out, y'all. I mean, we've been through cities we've been through the whole South. So with the exception of, I mean, I've been through Louisiana, but not since we started this channel. So I've been to Louisiana. I know New Orleans is pretty much the scariest place I've been to in the South. Belle Glade, starting to look a little bit hood around here. Just a little bit, not a whole bunch. Belle Glade is pretty scary, but not really, because like I said, I've been through Belle Glade when it's packed and stuff's going off, and like usually it doesn't get dangerous till late at night. So Belle Glade is a place where, like, if it's 7:30, 9 o'clock at night and there's like hundreds of people hanging out, you're usually good. It's late night when the drinking's, you know, when drinking has gotten deep, and that's usually when the streets really get, like right about now is when the streets really get dangerous. So we've been out in Belle Glade late at night. New Orleans is just terrifying at times. New Orleans is pretty bad. Birmingham, Alabama's got some hot spots. We go through there at night, but the thing about Birmingham is there's a lot of people in and out at night, so it feels like if you just flow with traffic, you feel like you're okay, you know, in Birmingham. So this car's kind of pulling over right here. See if we can get past here. We're looking for this Houston. That's it right there, Houston Avenue. That's it right there. So we're gonna go this way. I should have done what I did there, but that's Houston. So down this street here, this area is the most notorious for crime, housing projects, all of that stuff. So we're gonna go in here, and we really got to be alert. I don't know this neighborhood. I just know that it's extraordinarily dangerous. Just it's extraordinarily dangerous. So we just gotta be on point, make sure we're good. We're not kind of caught off guard with anything. So this is Houston. This is the city's most notorious neighborhood. And if there's a worse neighborhood, then it's not on the. I went off the news reports. I went off of, you know, everything I could find on the internet. So from what I could gather, this area here is the worst, especially the projects that are going to come up here. It's a complete ghost town at night. This place is just vacant in all directions. It's a complete ghost town. I'll show you guys some of these corner stores. One thing I don't like about these big wheels, I like that I can drive over stuff. So if I'm ever in a hurdle, I just put really big wheels on the car. You can see the store's got metal bars on the windows, and it's got a padlock, and they leave the lights on at night. Metal bars on the air conditioner, which is kind of ironic. I mean, for real, dude, somebody's gonna steal the air conditioner off the front of a corner store? I guess they will, if you got to put, you know. But this is a hot neighborhood out here. This is Macon, Georgia. The hot corner out here, man. This is it. One person walking down the street right here. 2 in the morning to be walking around at night. But it's gonna have. We gotta go real careful here. Pay attention to everything. Cars parked. Anything. It sure looks dangerous. It's pretty much desolate. Tom's Mart is open late at night. I don't know what they got in there. I guess it's a corner store. There's 2 cars there. Looks like they're still open. That's crazy. Whoever works that night shift. Here's another person walking around at night. Oh, he got kind of close to us. He's masked up head to toe. It's cold. It is cold though, so it may not be. But he's wearing all black, head to toe. That's the second person when I drove through slow. That's the second person when I drove through slow. Both people on the sidewalk kind of walked out my car. I don't know if they were trying to see if I was trying to do some hand-to-hand or what. But they both switched lanes when I drove through, so that's kind of interesting. That corner store, ooh, can you imagine working at a corner store at night? That's wild. That's some wild stuff. I don't like to pull up to lights at night. I kind of like slow down until I get to them. So that's just a little tip. I learned that in Miami. In Miami, you do that. Cops will catch you doing that and they'll give you a ticket for it. You can get a ticket for doing that. There's another store that's open late. It's crazy. Ooh, man, you imagine working these corner stores late at night? But they have to stay up because there's stuff going on at night. There's a lot of business at night, so they're selling stuff at night. You know, Ziploc baggies and beer cans, and there's business. So we're about to enter the projects now. It looks a lot cleaner than I expected as far as like litter and like blight. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know, like when stuff's like thrown on the ground and stuff, and garbage and all that. Doesn't seem like there's that much litter. We got to be really on our toes here. There are people walking around late at night. That's wild. Car parked on the grass over here. Parked on the grass and backwards. That's ready for action right there. But in Miami, I learned that you kind of park your car backwards. So we're in the housing projects right now. These are usually the worst parts of these cities, and there's actually people walking around and stuff late at night. That's crazy. These are dead ends, so they're pretty dangerous because there's no turning point here. You got to back on out. So it's kind of, you got to be really alert here. See, it's like a dead end here in these projects. Probably they think we're cops because of the type of car we're in. But there's places where even cops can get targeted and whatnot. And if there's a neighborhood that's real deep, the cops aren't going by themselves. So even that. I know there's a lot of somebody just opened the back door of that car. Okay. There's I know there's a lot of Crips here in the city. That's a gang, Crips. But I learned that in Miami. You know, when you get to the light, you watch the lights and you never stop at an intersection. Even if it's a red light, you either blow it or you stop before you get to it. But you don't actually stop at the light because then you're sitting and somebody can run up on you, try to carjack you or who knows what. And a lot of times in Miami, I don't know anymore, but back in the day, somebody might just be trying to sell you something or selling you oranges or whatever. Like if you stop at the light at night, somebody's trying to hustle you something. I'm surprised there's not as much litter and garbage on the road. And in my mind, I pictured it being more rundown. You got the Caprice. Thing fresher than a mint leaf, bro. Not really, it's kind of beat up, but it's still Caprice. I was hoping for better conditions in there. Yo, oh, this is gated here. See, this is like a dead end. This is the type of crap you gotta watch out for. Cause now you can get boxed in or whatever. Who knows? The thing about this Jeep now with these big wheels is that I can drive over stuff like curbs and stuff and not have to really worry too much. But I do have a really crappy turning radius. I don't have access to the map because Katie's phone, usually I have the other phone for a map. So I can drive over sidewalks and stuff. It doesn't need, you don't even feel it. This is a dead end. We gotta pull out, leave this area. But what really makes me nervous is when there's groups of people. If there's one or two person walking around by themselves, that usually doesn't worry me too much. This will make a great cover photo right there. That will make a great cover photo. Cover photo. Little G body right there. What am I gonna hit? I see, like right now, like I can drive through this grass, through this field with these tires. They're real wide, they're big, so I can drive over stuff no problem with these new tires. But the turning radius is limited. But as far as capacity, they're real wide. They got a lot of tread. So with these tires, I should be able to run over sidewalks and stuff if I have to. What really makes me nervous is groups of people. When you got 5 or 6 people, because if it's somebody by themselves, they're not going to pay too much attention to people. When they're in groups, then there's always, oh, there goes a car. Hey, you ever seen that car? No, man, I ain't never seen the car. Oh, what do you mean you never seen the car before? Oh, man, you know, then they think you're trying to ride up on them, and they start speculating, and that's when it really gets nasty. But I was like a pretty young person walking there at night. That's horrible. If you got kids, young kids should not be out at night. Now, I did it when I was little. My parents should have known better. They couldn't control me, really. That's what it was. But kids out at night, horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. Kids out at night by themselves. It looks cleaner than what I imagined. I imagined it more run down, more dirty, kind of like garbage everywhere, like dilapidated places and stuff. I'm sure there's parts of the city like that. Most of the pictures that I see on the internet were like really run down buildings and stuff. I've driven through Macon. I've never been in Macon. This is my first time in Macon. Like in Macon for real, you know what I mean? Like, so this is all exploratory for me. And I think it might happen like a lot of the places that I go to where, you know, the hype is worse. I don't know. Because like what happens with Macon is, this is all rural conservative areas, you know? And then you have one urban area in the middle of it. So the people in the whole area, people say, oh, it's horrible in Macon, it's horrible in Macon. But it's horrible from their perspective. It doesn't really mean that like the situation here actually reflects people's perception of the place. You know what I mean? Like the president for the place is actually much worse than the reality, because the perception people have of it is based off of their personal opinions, basically, because they don't like the place. So I found a lot of urban places like Montgomery, surrounded by rural areas, people think it's horrible if they live in the, you know, like people like where I live, if you tell people Montgomery, like, oh, Montgomery, that's a horrible area, you know, but that's their own personal perception. And that's also the only inner city they know about. You know, that's like the other thing is too, that's the only inner city they know about. They don't know about other inner cities because they don't leave their regional area, so for them that's bad. But when you travel and you get out more, you see more stuff, you kind of have a better idea. Like Montgomery's not as bad as people put it out to be. As a whole, some particular neighborhoods are pretty hot. You know, these apartments in here. Yeah, buddy. Kind of reminds me of the places I used to live in Kentucky. I hate these places. They bring back so many bad memories. Oh my gosh, this is just like Douglas Park in Kentucky. Look at this thing. Gosh. Cover photo. horrible. I do this because I didn't know what cover photo I'm going to use. And I'm getting very primitive with my videos. I mean, it's raw content right up in here. This is nothing more than raw content. You guys are getting nothing more than just that, raw content. So the quality of the video is not as significant anymore. What matters is just getting you guys a raw content. Like Charlie Boo. You ever watch Charlie Boo? Anybody watch Charlie Boo on my channel? Charlie Boo's videos are pure raw content. Nothing more than raw content. So this car pulled out. I think he was already going to pull out, but we're going to make sure he's not going the same way we are. Because that would always make me nervous. But Charlie Boo, his videos are pure content. Nothing more than content. His camera shakes. You know, the car rattles, shakes. The camera's not that good. Sometimes the lighting's not. You know, it's horrible quality video content. But the places he goes to are so interesting that the quality of his filming is just irrelevant at that point. That's Charlie Boo. He does what I'm doing now, but on a larger scale all over the country. I'm not there yet. But he started off in Detroit, and now he does the whole country. Eventually, I would love to do that. I would love to see the whole country, but our YouTube channel's not big enough for that. Even just coming once, we're one state over right now. And it's really a sacrifice to do it. There's a really dilapidated building here. And this is what you see all throughout the Macon area. Just stuff like this, just completely gone, boarded up, trees growing through it. I'm surprised there's not graffiti on the side of it. You know what I mean? Just totally. I hate the turning radius with these tires without rubbing. I mean, I can still turn them, but then they rub. Like, let's see if I can get it to rub. Oh, they didn't rub. Sometimes they don't rub. Now, when you're backing up, they rub more than when you're going forward. I never got that. But where I live, it's so muddy, and these tires, they kick up so much mud. It's absolutely horrible how much mud these tires kick up. We're 27 minutes into this video. But they kick up so much mud. Actually, there's no light on that street. I've never had anything like somebody pop at me while I'm doing these videos. I've ran into a few street scenes where like people are running away from a spot, or I've seen stuff like that happen. But for the most part, these side streets are not well lit, so we're probably not going to go down them. You guys won't get to appreciate too much like that. I need to get some big lights, man, like spotlights, like what the cops have. So when I do these videos, we just light up the whole neighborhood, and then they'll definitely think we're cops. Seems like the road just comes to a unexplainable end right here. Let me see here. Well, the road, does it come to an end here? Looks like the road just comes to a complete pointless end. I don't know if there's garbage here. There's a driveway I can pull into. Okay. Like people just dump TVs and garbage here. Wow, this is nerve-wracking. It's just a complete. There they go. Like when you back up, you can hear it rub. You can see there's garbage. Just people just dump garbage here. At the end of this road. So yeah, anybody watch Charlie Boo? His videos, the quality is non-existent. There is no video quality to what he does. There is none. It's pure content. Charlie Boo is pure content, and it's easier for him, obviously. I like edited videos and stuff, but like right now, like what I've come to the conclusion is, I got 2 GoPros and a bunch of other cameras. Nothing records like a GoPro, like these iPhones. I mean, out of all the technology and stuff that I've bought, nothing records like these iPhones. So it's like, that's what it is. And if I'm recording with the iPhone, sometimes when you transfer it, I think they do it on purpose. They've got to do it on purpose. It seems like when you get, here's a stray cat or dog. It's a cat or dog. Seems like when you, I could be wrong, but it seems like when you transfer the files from your iPhone to the computer, a massive percentage of the time it gets corrupted. Could that be by chance, or could they purposely do it? I think they purposely make it so that it corrupts. Their files get corrupted all the time, so you can't depend on edited videos unless you have a built-in editor. Like looks pretty quiet tonight. unless you have like a built-in editor. Like for example, this will make a good cover photo right here too. Check it out. I have a corner store right here. That makes a great cover photo if I can get the lighting right. Yeah, that's pretty good lighting right there. Cover photo. I'll make a great cover photo. Chev Food Mark. Chev. They have a cage around the air conditioner. I'm not gonna try out this neighborhood back in here. Driving around the hood and making it night, ain't that something? These guys came up out of nowhere. Walking around. Chev Food Market. These are kind of like Tudor style homes, like, you know what I mean? Like, they got the little pointy roofs. Nice. But they do have neighborhoods here, like real neighborhoods, so with real neighborhoods, you know, when I say neighborhoods, I mean like there's communities that are gang territory, and I don't know if they I know they have it here in the city, but if you go into a community territory, like a gang territory neighborhood, a lot of times they'll check you and stuff. They want to know who you are. Now that there's iPhones and dash cameras, they don't do it the way they used to, but it used to be where if you went into a bad neighborhood, somebody would come out, you know, walk up to you with something on them, and they'd check you. Hey, what do you come in here for? Now, recently, I only had that happen to me one time. Okay, so in recent times, we're on the corner of Flamingo and Granada. Now that there's iPhones and all, you know, dash cams, they can't do that anymore. You can't just, you know, pull somebody, you know, and check them like that. But I did have it happen to me recently in Brooksville, Florida. I had somebody check me pretty much, and I recorded the whole thing. But I decided it was probably best not to upload that, because we're doing these hood videos, but I'm not on street stuff, so I'm not trying to become part of whatever's going on in the neighborhood. So I figured, yeah, this video would get me a lot of views. I could have probably got 500,000 views on that video, but I decided it was best not to upload that video, because on the corner of Granada here, I figured it would just be best if I didn't upload that. Give me a second. Oh, cool, you can hear the train at night, the night train. That's always cool. So I figured, you know, it's probably best if I don't upload this, you know, because, like I said, I'm doing my drive around, but I'm not really trying to get involved with what's going on in the neighborhood. That's not what we're trying to do. What we're doing is just showing people that the inner cities at night, what they look like. And what people don't get, there are normal working class people that live in the hood, in every single one of these hoods. Here, whether it's here or Florida or Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. Oh, I love these neighborhoods. See these little Cape Cods? This is like where I used to live in Kentucky. It was a neighborhood just like this, little Cape Cods where they all look the same. It's exactly like the neighborhood I grew up in Kentucky. But what you got to keep in mind is that there are normal people that live in these neighborhoods, and they're not bad people. These are good, hard-working people. This is where they're from, or where, you know, where they live. And you know, not everybody in the hood is bad. You know. In fact, even in the worst hoods, the vast majority of people are great, hardworking people. They just live in a poor place. Or that's where they're from. That's where their family's from, and that's where they're at. That's their package in life, you know. So it doesn't always mean that because somebody lives in a bad neighborhood that they're bad. In fact, they gotta put up with more crap than you do. You know what I mean? Like, so if anything, they not only are good people, but then they got to put up with other people's garbage. You know what I mean? They got to put up with people trying to encroach upon them. If you've never lived in a bad neighborhood, just probably the worst thing about around the corner of San Juan now. Probably these streets are all named after Caribbean islands and stuff, from what I can tell. Well, the worst thing about living in a bad neighborhood is people trying to encroach upon you. We did a video about this a while back. When you live in a bad neighborhood, the worst part about it, from my perspective, has been people encroaching upon you. You know, the neighbor wants to park a car on your side of the grass, and you got to go there. Hey, you can't park on the grass. And other people, like I had one time where one of my neighbors, his wife was seeing another dude, So this dude, husband goes to work, and homie comes over and hangs out with the guy's wife while he's at work. He would park the car at her house at first. But then, one day, he decided that that's too much heat. I can't be parking my car. I can't park my car at her house because it's obvious. So he decided, genius that he is, that he was going to park his car on my driveway so that it wouldn't look like he was there. So me, I'm not going to allow you. So now you're doing something you're not supposed to with my neighbor's wife. So now you're going to encroach upon my property with your vehicle to cover up what you're doing? I don't think so. I would love to talk to a local out here. Let me see. There's a dude chilling here. He noticed my camera on that car right there. We're gonna keep it moving instead. I was gonna talk to this guy right here. Oh, see what I mean about these wheels though? You can just drive over crap. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even see that. Just paying attention. No, we gotta get going. That didn't go smooth. That guy saw the camera and stared right at it in fear. So that's the thing about these big tires is you can actually, that was an accident. I wasn't paying attention, but I mean, doesn't really matter. But I was gonna talk to the dude that was chilling there. I was gonna actually talk to him and say, hey, bro, give me the interview. I'll throw a little thank you back, But when the other dude came up, there's just too many people walking around, so I figured, no. We've done interviews like that, like at night in the streets and like in West Palm Beach, which are very dangerous. But when I did the interview in a neighborhood like that, there was a kid hanging out by the corner store. I interviewed him, and let me tell you, that was the most dangerous interview I've ever done. Was in West Palm Beach, Florida. I interviewed the kid, and as soon as I finished the interview, big homie comes out. He's like, "Hey, bro, who is that? He ain't from around here, bro. Why you got people that ain't from around here?" And that's how, when I left, that's what I heard. And then I'm walking away because I was parked like 2 blocks away. So I'm not even parked. I'm parked about 2 blocks away. Right? So I'm about 2 blocks away. And I had to walk 2 blocks. And the dude that I just see, this GMC right there. I don't know what that means. Get money, click. I don't know what it means. Who knows what it means? This neighborhood looks really, really rough, guys. This in here is, I gotta come back here in the daytime. This is extraordinarily, some of the roughest neighborhoods I've seen. I can just see the garbage everywhere, stuff piled up. It's kind of what I envisioned Macon would be like. But, if anybody knows what GMC stands for, comment. No disrespect, I'm just, GMC obviously is a car brand, but get money, click. Maybe it's the get money, click. But anyways, I interviewed this kid just like that. I interviewed him in a neighborhood, and as soon as I walked away, I could tell this dude was in trouble for giving me this interview. Because a big Spanish dude came out. He was like, "Hey, bro, who's that guy, man?" And then somebody was like, "Yeah, who is that guy, bro? We ain't never seen him around here, bro." And I can tell that the person that I put that person who I interviewed, I put them in danger. So I don't want to do that to somebody. I know for a fact that the person that I interviewed, I put that person in danger. And as soon as I heard that, and I turned the corner, I kid you not, I turned the corner because I don't want to run in front of them, But as soon as I got past, there was a building, and they couldn't see me anymore, I sprinted. I ran 2 blocks back, got in the car, and left. Because that situation went sour. So I did the interview, nobody hurt me. I was okay during my interview. But the person who gave me the interview, the people in the neighborhood, they confronted him about it, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he was able to, be okay after that. I don't know what happened. So, that was in West Palm Beach. So a lot of times people tell me, "I'm from West Palm Beach, and it's not like that at all." I'm like, shut up, bro. I ain't been out there and know how it goes in West Palm Beach. I got cousins in West Palm Beach. I used to hang out with my cousins in West Palm Beach. Not 1 or 2. I got a bunch of cousins in West Palm Beach. And all of them were straight up gangbanging in middle school. In middle school. Here's some graffiti here I want to show you guys. Let me see if I can back up and show you. So this graffiti here Let me see if I can pull up into this church parking lot and we'll look at it from the other angle. So, as I told you guys, there's gang graffiti in this city. And I'm going to give you guys an example. So, we're in gang territory right now. I'm going to show you guys what this gang graffiti reads over here. So, I've told you guys there's gang neighborhoods in this city. So, here's one graffiti here on this building. I'll show you guys. We'll zoom into this building here. So, let's make a good card photo too. So on this graffiti here, we have obviously a very explicit. Is there a TV on inside that house? I see a reflection. Okay, so we gotta be on point here. So you can see the FU word there, and then you can see it says CRIPS, so it says it's offensive to them. It says Damu. Damu is usually related to the blood gang, and so this is obviously a blood neighborhood. So we're in a blood gang. It's in red as well, so that graffiti would indicate that we're in a blood territory here. So definitely, like I said, this is in fact gang territories out here. Some neighborhoods are blood, some are Crip. And also there's something against the police. It says street brick. And there's EK, I don't know what that, oh, CK, which usually means Crip Killer, 497. So, and then there's I believe it's either Folk Nation or, I don't know if it's Folk Nation or People. But most gangs fall into two categories, folk or people, so they have one of the symbols. I don't know which one is which, but I do know that that's what it signifies. So we're in blood territory out here. And you know, the disrespect against the Crips, that's serious stuff, because you know they're deep. They got a deep hood, and so that's definitely a recipe for when this neighborhood's calling out the other neighborhood like that. That's very serious disrespect. So that's definitely not to be taken lightly. That's definitely serious street stuff. So and if they're in the middle of we're back on Houston now, so if they're in the middle of their neighborhood feud, I don't know if there's where the lines are between these two neighborhoods. So there's also sometimes there's neighborhoods where one street divides two opposing gangs, and if you go between those two neighborhoods, usually a bad idea. So now we're heading closer towards downtown. There's a 2nd Street here. So yeah, definitely you can see all the signs of very dangerous inner city stuff going on around here. And I don't like my videos to be more than an hour long, so we're eventually just gonna terminate this video. It'll be at least 3 or 4 in the morning before I get back to the hotel, just so you guys can understand how hard we work for you. Yeah, and so definitely scary inner city neighborhoods, no doubt about it. But we're out here working for you guys around the clock. If you appreciate what we do, there's a lot of things you can do to continue our work. We're on Antioch right now. I'm gonna go this way. I don't know which way to go. Let's go this way. These streets look real grimy out here, y'all. Real grimy. What you can do, if you want to support our channel, is you can make a donation on the main page. Now, somebody told me that it wasn't working, and I've had a few things go wrong with PayPal, so I don't know if it's working. So if anybody has tried making a donation and it hasn't gone through, let me know. I've had 2 people already tell me that they've tried to make a donation and it did not go through. So let me know exactly. What's up with that situation if you've tried making a donation. But yeah, you're welcome to support our channel. Another way you can support our channel is if you have a Facebook group. You can share our videos on your Facebook page, or you can share our videos on a Facebook group where thousands of people can see it. So if you manage a Facebook group, or whatever, you know, please share my videos. We got to get this channel growing. I would want to do this full time, but you know, we can't do it full time yet. We're back on Houston here, so I would love to be able to do this full time for you guys, but we have to keep growing, and we will eventually. We will, but we got to keep growing the channel. You know? So your love and support is really appreciated because we're out here working for you guys. If you're from Macon and you're new to the channel because for some reason YouTube recommended the video, welcome on board. Please subscribe to our channel. One of the things that frustrates me the most about what I do is how 90% of people who view my videos are not subscribed. We have to change that. So now we're crossing one of the main streets in town here, Eisenhower, I believe. Yeah, Eisenhower Parkway. We're crossing to the north side here, heading towards downtown. Lots of people just walking around town. That's crazy. Lots of people just walking around at night. But you know, if I could just do this, travel and get paid for it. Dude, these neighborhoods look grimy over here too. The city's got a lot of neighborhoods. We're not gonna cover these little buildings here, little duplexes, whatever they are. They look grimy. They got more projects over here, I believe. So the city's got a lot of different neighborhoods. And we're also going to show the good side. So there's always something like, you only show the bad side. We're gonna show the good side too. I don't think it's all. I think I'm on a one-way. No, there's a red light there, so it's not a one-way. But we're also going to show the good side of the city, so don't just assume that we're only showing you guys the bad stuff. We're also going to show you the good stuff. We're gonna do videos all over Macon, Warner Robins, everything's getting done. So we're gonna do videos in the entire metropolitan areas. We'll do several videos to really cover the metropolitan areas. So don't say you're only showing the bad stuff. We're gonna show everything. So we're in these projects here now. You can see a little bit of litter on the side of the road, but it's not a lot. And there's kind of like a ditch here. So I mean the rainwater just kind of brings it all down here. So yeah, this city's definitely got a lot of inner city neighborhoods, and but keep in mind, there's people that live in these neighborhoods. They got to, you know, they might get out of work at 1 o'clock at night from, you know, working a night shift or something. This is their neighborhood. This is where they got to go through. There's a trailer right here. Looks like it's got a flat tire. Grimy stuff, man. You can just tell these neighborhoods are rough out here. You know, you see garbage on the side of the road. It's really, the entire properties, the trees have just overgrown it, and like the houses in the back, but like there's trees covering it. So very grimy stuff, man. But anyways, we're gonna roll up out of here real quick. I love these two houses up here on the hill. Look at that, nice. Lots of garbage. This house is like boarded up. There's no graffiti on it, but it's boarded up. But yeah, very, very grimy inner city stuff out here. There's a car right here. Just gonna turn this way. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep rolling. That might be an undercover cop right there. Standing out one of those. Very stock, simple looking car. Another thing you also want to avoid is driving through the same street twice. It's always a bad move. Because people are watching you, they see you come through twice. It's like, okay, they might think you're trying to pull a drive-by or something. So yeah, it's dangerous as crap. There's no doubt what we do is dangerous as crap. But I'm used to it by now, and we do it all over the place. It's what we do. We're on 2nd Street now. Oh, these lights. I hope this light doesn't take forever. I wish more people would subscribe. That's what like, I can't believe 90%. Like a lot of people think 90% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. It just blows my mind. This light's gonna take forever. I wonder if I can trip it. I'm not gonna stand here forever. I don't know if they have lights. I guess I'm gonna have to make a right hand turn. I'm not gonna sit here too long. I'm not gonna sit at this intersection. I don't like to sit at intersections, period. This is nicer here all of a sudden. The house is looking a bit nicer. You'd be surprised how many undercovers there are in your cities. Wherever you live, there's always undercovers, and they're not going to look off. It might just be like, you'd be so surprised at how slick they can get with undercovers. lot of times people, like, they see me coming, you know, they can tell I'm not from their neighborhood. They get suspicious of me. I'm in a blue Yukon, obviously recording. It's very obvious. I mean, who reaches on? Oh, that house is the gram here. This thing just fell apart. Garbage. Yeah, buddy. Macon, Georgia. I'm gonna say this is one of the hoodest places I've been to. Definitely very hood out here. You can just tell. Macon, Georgia. I bet they got some good food out here too. Uncut, unedited drive with narration, man. With narration. My videos in Georgia have done really well in the past. Mostly because sometimes people get mad and they start commenting, like, and that just kind of triggers the algorithm. This place right here, oh, little bars on the windows. But yeah, I got all these fancy cameras, and believe it or not, the iPhones, they record the best at night in the dark. We're on Jeff Davis here, I believe it says. There's a dog loose right there. These iPhones, they record better than anything else at night. I like how this is well lit here. They record better than anything else at night. They really do record really well. Driving slow is usually a bad thing too, but I'm gonna drive slow. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to see anything. They said they're building their new. These are probably government housing, or what they call mixed income housing, or it could just be gentrification. Who knows? But these houses, some of these houses are real pretty. It's just they're in bad shape. Really, really neglected. But sometimes I don't know if this is if you live in Macon, let me know what's good. Are these projects, or these apartments, or these gentrification? What they call multi-purpose housing, which is some of them are Section 8, some of them are rented, some of them are sold. So I've seen that. Like, what they're trying to do is they're trying to like mix everybody. In reality, it sounds pretty in theory, but it doesn't really work. You know, what they're trying to do is like it sounds beautiful in theory. Now, you're gonna have a neighborhood where you got some people that are homeowners, you got some that are renting, and you got some that are living off the government. In theory, it sounds like a great idea. And it has statistically proven the lower crime rates for the residents that are in the government housing, because then they have more. It's not completely like everybody's living off the government. I would not buy, personally, a multi-purpose, whatever the crap. I wouldn't buy in one. I wouldn't buy into it. I'm just curious to what type of homeowner does that. Probably a speculator. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody who's from that neighborhood. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If I were buying a house, I'd buy like a house. I'm not big on condominiums, and just take out the vibes here in this house. You got the front porch. They got the metal bars. I'm pretty sure they got metal bars in the window. Let me see. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they got metal bars in the windows. They still got a TV on in there. Somebody's watching TV. Or sometimes people leave the TV on at night for no reason the whole night, so that if you walk past, you think somebody's still up. I've seen that too. Well, these videos are usually never longer than an hour long, so we're going to eventually cut this video short here briefly. We're on Jeff Davis again. Wow, streets look grimy out here, man. I've never, usually you have to look for the hood. Seems like here in Macon, just like every street looks pretty, it all looks hood for the most part. And you don't have to try too hard to find a scary looking neighborhoods. It's just like every street you turn down just seems to be kind of intimidating. Look how much junk cars they got here. It's like everywhere you turn seems very, very intimidating. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm just freestyling. Incredible. street's got a lot of hood stuff in it. Lots of hood stuff in it. There's randomly a rim right there. That's odd because somebody could steal it. This is a dead end road right here with a church at the end. Okay. I'm a little tense, I'm not gonna lie. Very, very tense. Kind of. We got some real heavy duty tires on this thing. Can drive over sidewalks. Right here I can just hit this curb. You don't even feel these curbs when you run them over. It's very odd. It's just a random rim right there. Lots of cars randomly. That's interesting. You'd think somebody would steal it, wouldn't you? Just a random rim on the side of the road like that. Here's a shopping cart in the middle of the road. We're on Armory right here. There's a rim right there. Just randomly. I see it. Lights are, man, they got a lot of cars there. I guess it must be a neighborhood mechanic. That's a hard working job right there, a neighborhood mechanic. The city's grimy. It's grimy. You don't even have to try to find the hood. It's just everywhere you look looks hood. Everywhere you go looks hood. Two cars right here together. But every city has different, like this city here, you see a lot of people walking around, for example. And you go to other cities, like for example, Birmingham, and you see cars driving fast. Like every city, let's say there's government housing here. Every city has different like things going on. Like Birmingham is scary because there's cars driving fast. Everywhere you go, cars driving fast in all directions. Here you got random individual people just walking around at night. So every city, like this is totally different than Birmingham, Alabama. Like here, every once in a while, you see like a random person that's just walking around by themselves. And there's no stores open. It just kind of makes you wonder what they're up to, you know? Because there's no stores open. This is definitely government housing right here. You can kind of tell. You know, like, it's odd. It's odd to see just somebody randomly walking around at night. But in Birmingham, you have cars driving fast. Usually the Dodge Chargers. Everybody's got Dodge, you know, the four-door Dodges. And you see those driving fast in all directions. Yeah, buddy. Just like mine right there. Yeah, buddy. Oh, he's got that grill too. Dang. Like trying to get me a nice grill like that. Oh, there's another one, man. This neighborhood's got good cars. Good taste in cars in this neighborhood, by the way. Everybody's got Yukons and Suburbans, y'all. What's up? I like this place. That's what's good. Everybody's got their Suburban on. These are probably, almost certainly government housing up in here. Certainly government housing. Oh, very impressive with how hood the city is. But yeah, every city has its own vibes, man. Like Birmingham, Miami, you got large crowds. Every neighborhood is different. Yo, is that every neighborhood is different. You're not gonna find two cities that are the same. Miami, you got large crowds hanging out. You might have in Miami, you got large crowds. In Birmingham, you do not see large crowds. In Birmingham, you got people in cars moving fast. Here you got people walking around randomly by themselves. So every city is different. Every hood's different. No two hoods are the same. Every hood has its own hood credentials. Their own hood identity. I don't think it's all the same. Every city's different. I'll stop this video at about 1 hour. Ooh, he's got that thing on. Damn, that look good. Yeah, every hood I go to has got different stuff going on. Can't believe these corner stores are open so late at night. That's crazy. But I guess the neighborhood needs it. Somebody might need me. They got kids or something. They might need milk at late at night, or you know, you might need to buy a can of. You might need some Ziploc bags and baking soda at 3 in the morning. Where you gotta have a corner store open. I bet you these corner stores probably the #1 thing they sell is baking soda and Ziploc bags. Just saying, I would not doubt it. It's probably like the #1 thing these stores, these little corner stores sell, like Ziploc bags and baking soda. Baking soda, got some baking soda. Sorry, but yeah, very, very hood. The stop sign's upside down on 2nd Street, disrespecting people who keep driving. I don't know. Well, there it is, guys. That's a drive through Macon at night. Very interesting drive. I'm glad I did it. And now I know a little bit more about Macon. Check it out.